Hello folks, let's set up our game cafe on the UK Games Expo community map. It all starts in your UK Games Expo account. This is the account you'll have used to buy tickets if you've attended the show or manage your exhibitor details if you traded at a previous UK Games Expo. Don't worry if you don't have an account, they're very easy to set up. All you need is a working email. Now if you've logged in and you see the blue banner here, all you need to do is switch to your personal account rather than your exhibitor account. This is done at a button on the bottom left, and it says Switch to Personal Account. When we're in the right place and we can see this orange banner at the top, we're going to scroll down to this section at the bottom called Games Community. Clicking on this brings us to a new section with these 4 icons on the right. Each of these is how we'll add a different listing to the community map. I'm adding my cafe, so let's click on that. Adding our cafe to the community map involves us filling out details and submitting them. The form we're about to complete doesn't have a save, but it shouldn't take us more than 10 minutes or so to complete. Some details are quick and simple. For example, the first section is for the name of our cafe, not my own name. Others are a little bit more detailed. In this next section, we're going to give folks enough information to know if we're the right place for them. Things like, do we have a board game library? If we have new and old games in our collection? If staff are on hand to help us set up and teach them? How about things like, do they recommend games and so on? You could list some of the food and drink you have on your menu, perhaps if you use local suppliers or if you make everything on site. You could also add a little information on things like special games nights you might host, if visitors can also buy board games at your cafe, and so on and so on. I'm not going to put things in like special offers or date-specific events. They're not helpful here, will quickly become out of date, and your entry on the community map isn't something we want you to update every week. Ideally, the information will be accurate here for around about the next year. There are ways to update your listing and edit it, for example, if you get a new phone number, or perhaps you change location, but you should be thinking about adding information here that is evergreen. You could do a little formatting of the text. Make some things bold to stand out, put some italics in to highlight things, maybe make some bullet points if you need help with some readability. But I'm done here, so I'm going to move on to adding in our logo. Something that I already use on social media would be perfect. There is a file size limit, so nothing too big. Moving on, our opening hours are the next part. This is a text field, so I can type these however I like. I'm not adding special late nights or bank holiday times, just the regular standard opening hours for my cafe. Next up is location. This is important. If we don't get it on the map, we're not going to be in the right place and people won't be able to find us. So make sure we include the town and the postcode. We can scroll down and check on the map to see if we're in the right spot, zoom in and zoom out as we need, and if we wanted, we could move our drop pin a little closer to where our store is. But it looks good to me, so I'm going to move on to contact details. Like the name at the start of the form, this is for my cafe and not for me. So this email can be different to the one on my account. If I have a general email that my staff and I can access, and it's the one I want folks to direct the questions to about my cafe, this is the spot for that. The same goes for the phone number. I don't want folks calling my house number or my personal mobile, so this is where I put my cafe's phone number. There are some options down here for adding in our website, and if I click add more, I can put in other sites like Facebook, Instagram, and so on. I'm happy that everything's good, and I'm going to go ahead and click submit. This returns us to this page. Now we can see the green banner at the top confirming we've submitted our details. And just below that, we can see the name of our cafe and the status of pending. We just need to wait for a member of the UK Games Expo team to check over and approve our listing. And when it's approved, we'll get an email to let us know. The status on this page will also change too. The confirmation email will come to the address on our account, not the one we just put in the form. This is the email that's written up on the banner at the top, just to remind us if you're not sure what it is. And that's it. We've submitted our cafe. If I had another location, I could go ahead and click the cafe button and complete the form for that place. But I'm all done, so I'm going to go back to running my cafe.